What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Don, man. I'm alive. What's going on? I'm sorry, I haven't been able to stream that much, guys, because this past week, every time the Knicks played, it was just at a bad time for me, and I wasn't able to do the streams like normally do. And personally, I've been thinking about making just more videos anyway, because I know you guys like it when I just talk about the videos. And the streams are nice when the game is on, but let's be honest, a lot of the games that we've seen so far aren't good. So sometimes it's just better to talk about it after or make these type of videos, talking about Julius Randle potentially being traded. As you see, his contract is up here. He got 3 years, 62 left. And honestly, if you would have asked me last week if this was even possible, I would have told you no. You guys know how I feel. The only way I thought that Randall could be out of here is if he forced the Knicks' hand. And as I'm making this video, I just got a notification. It says Randall rumors is gossip to me. Knicks big man dismisses the trade, which is the video, by the way. I think we can pull the video up in a second. We can pull the video up in a second, but basically Randall is being interviewed, I think, by Mark Berman, and he's dismissing what Berman is saying about the rumors he's hearing about the trade. I think the rumors are real, and let me get back to the point I said where last week I would have told you this wasn't possible because I thought that the Knicks were gonna go down with Randall at least for the next 3 years. But I think what's happening now is just that there's a large contention in the organization who has grown tired of this, because the truth is if you look at the Knicks now, there are pieces here, pieces here that don't fit together in the same box. There's some talent on this team, but we don't fit together. And if you look at everybody, the only person who really can play with everybody else right now is Randall. We're relying on this talent to do something to make things happen. And even to the point where we were trying to get him to be the primary ball handler. At least Tom Thibodeau wants to do that. I didn't say that. And I know most of you that watch me don't want Randall to be the ball dominant guy. But Tibbs was trying to force that because I felt like Tibbs felt like Randall was our star. So therefore it's on him to make the plays, which is not Randall's dominant quality. I think he's better when he gets inside and he just bangs around a little bit and gets his tough buckets when he's motivated to. But even that has faded away because everybody else is now getting frustrated with the way he's playing, And I'll be honest, we waste a lot of games that way, trying to get Randall to be the main guy. When now RJ Barrett is emerging as somebody that we can rely upon in more spots than Randall. And it's crazy because you would have never thought from last season that Randall would become this version of him. Almost a worse version of when he first came here. And you wanna know something? Why is what you ask. Why? Why is it this way now? Why is Randall become this guy? And I will tell you. Let's build a timeline from when Julius Randle first became a star player to what he is now, and why this happened. Okay, so you go to the regular season, and Randall's doing amazing. So he hit a game winner. He's hitting threes. Almost, to be honest, last season, 80% of the things that Randall did just worked. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everything that Randall did last year worked. I always get choked up when I start talking a lot. And you want to ask yourself why? Why was it working last year compared to this year? There was no film. They didn't study Randall. Atlanta was the first team to really analyze what Julius Randle did well and what he didn't do well. And once they figured that out, it was over. Once they figured it out, it was over. Notice why he didn't play well in the playoff series then. I swear to you, from that point on, it was done. It was done. It was done. And my thing is that I don't think that Randall reached his full potential yet, but I believe that he has given up on that portion of the game. And I also believe that Randall is not being coached well. Yes, I think he's primarily left-handed. But it is so easy to get the ball from Julius Randle. It is ridiculous to this point that you can't continue this way. I honestly believe that Randle could play. If you gave him a good point guard, it could be different. He might not score 25, but I think he can give you a consistent 18. But the problem with Julius Randle is that everything is being forced through him, especially in the beginning of the season, and he's not that type of player to take that type of role. Gets the ball stolen too easy. Um, uh, he just doesn't have the moves required really, even at his position. Sometimes, I know he tries to make the step backs, and I know he tries to make a little bit of a dribble, but he doesn't have that. You know, it's strange to me. It's strange to me Randall's game. The way Randall's trying to play is counterintuitive to what his true abilities really are. Couple that with Tom Thibodeau trying to make him the focal point of the team, it's not going to work. And when you have young guys in here who seem to be playing really well together, and if you don't believe me, look at the numbers for the second unit when they're on the floor. Why is that important? It makes Randall easily the odd man out, not because of people not wanting him to play here, but his own performance is not even close to what it should be to be able to have some type of success. And I ain't even talking winning a championship. I'm just talking about being a basketball team, a winning basketball team. I think mentally Randall has gone to a place now where he doesn't believe that he can get back to what he was last year. And for now he's given up on that and it's kind of just whatever. The problem with that is that games go fast. And I'm not sure what our record is now. I can look it up if you want. The Knicks' record right now, because from what I know, um, we're not making the playoffs this year. You know what I'm saying? We're just not. We're not making the playoffs this year, and that's just how it's gonna be. It's not really a different option that we have at this point. You know, right now we're trying to get better. Uh, Eastern Conference standing 24-28, dropping like a brick. Now let's talk about the chemistry of the team. Right? You got R.J. Barrett, clearly somebody that is emerging as a star player on the Knicks. Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, Mitchell Robinson. Name any point guard you want. I can't even think of really of a starting guard, because we really don't have a starting guard at the moment. We're just Derrick Rose, whatever. Is this really the team that we're going with? Or is this the team that Tibbs was trying to force to play? Because there's guys like Obi Toppin, on the bench who are doing some good things. You cannot lie. Same for Grimes. Same for McBride when they get the opportunity. I know Julius Randle is supposed to be a star, but if you got younger guys on the bench who are capable, and you and Julius Randle, you just got the money and you're sitting here performing the way he's been, people grow tired of that because deep down that it can be better. It can be better, and I'm just not seeing that. So what came up today? Julius Randle potentially could be traded. Yes, he could be traded potentially, and you're looking at the Kings, and you're looking at De'Aaron Fox, who is now hurt. But given the fact that he's hurt, it drops his value a little bit. And since Julius Randle's value isn't high either, so that like for like switch is possible. He's making like 30, 28 million. Randle is making about what? 19 this year. So if you want to do something, you probably got to throw another player in there. De'Aaron Fox is going to cost us some money, but to offload Randle, I think the Knicks will eventually do it. And I didn't think this would happen, but I think that maybe if you throw a Kemba Walker in there, you know, throw Kemba Walker to make this deal happen, I think the chemistry and the synergy of the team will just be better. I I I, I don't see where this Randle process is going anymore. I don't see a way forward. I think if it was up to Tom Thibodeau, Randle stays here another 2 years, but I think people are intervening within the organization and said they've seen enough. They've seen enough. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for Randall sometimes because I think he's a good dude. I think he really wants to play in New York, but I don't think he has um, developed his game enough over time to continuously withstand stuff like this. Because I think it does hurt him. It hurts him. He reads the stuff that you see online, and people could be nasty, you know. But he reads the stuff, he hears the stuff. He might have some of that stuff in his head as he's playing the game. You know what I'm saying? It's tough being a professional athlete, but you got to deal with some of these things. Jason Tatum was getting a lot of hate too, and he came back and dropped like I don't know, like 50 some points one night, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have a toughness about you if you want to survive. New York might not be the best of teams in basketball, but their fan base is very big and very loyal and passionate. And it's not like we want you to be Michael Jordan, but at least be somebody in the court that we can say that's Julius Randle. Like we were saying last year, a lot of look, man, people were praising the hell out of him last year, and I was too. And only Devin maybe said that he doesn't like the body language and all that stuff that you see now from Randle that you just don't like because maybe he doesn't want to be here anymore. Truthfully, maybe it's just like, oh, you know what, forget about this shit, and I'm gonna go somewhere else and play. You know, I get it. I get it. It's not it's not fun to hear that. But at the end of the day, it's still Randall's responsibility to perform, and he's not performing at all. That's my spiel on it, and that's important because you have other guys. I feel if RJ Barrett takes his role over as a guy that we're gonna rely on to score, and you mix up with the young guys, this team would instantly be better. And I'm not saying that Randall can't be here. He just can't be the guy we force it to. But if Tom Thibodeau is in charge, he's going to try and force it to Randall. I don't know how many more games we want to watch and waste away that way. So why do I think this trade can happen? I think it benefits both teams. Julius Randle is a good player. He's just not the guy that should be the leader. We need a point guard. De'Aaron Fox, 32 million a year about. I mean, okay. I do that. I do that as opposed to Randall's what? As opposed to Randall's 20, and then maybe we got to throw in another player. I do it. I do it. Even though Fox has been hurt, I do it. We desperately need our point guard. We get a point guard now. We can go with the youth and RJ Barrett. Sounds like a good deal to me. For those of you saying it's not possible, trust me, that article would not come out randomly. I think that's the one thing that the Knicks didn't want to do, and I believe Randall is forcing their hand. I believe that Randall at this point has made it clear. Not clear, but I think whispers that he doesn't mind playing somewhere else. Nothing is guaranteed, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you, something's got to happen here. Somebody's leaving, and I think it just might be him. You can't continue on like this if you're Randall. You know what I'm saying? If you're Randall, you at this point, I think he's kind of thrown in the towel and said, you know what, trade me anybody else, trade me anywhere else but here. You know, I think at this point it's no really turning back for him anymore. Unfortunately for him, there's too many young guys on his team who've shown glimpses that they can perform. Whether Tom Thibodeau wants to show it or not, Tom Thibodeau can't hide it forever. We can all watch. We don't see the practices, but we can watch the games. You know what I'm saying? So it's obvious. It's obvious that Obi has talent. It's obvious that Grimes has talent. It's obvious that guys like Quickly are developing, even though he hasn't played well at all this year. It's obvious that McBride can also play. It's obvious. It's obvious. We can all see it. You can get rid of most of the older guys on this team, and this team will be a lot better. If you look at the average second unit team, the way they play, they look like they should be the starters. How is that possible? How is that possible? It shouldn't be like that, but it is because Tom Thibodeau has not built this team responsibly. You know, especially the second year. The second year, you're supposed to realize who the guys are on this team that you can trust. You don't keep guys in the game if they're not performing over and over and over again. It's led to bad synergy and team chemistry. Thank God for the emergence of RJ Barrett because this team would have been broken up to pieces instead of only trying to get rid of the piece that they feel like isn't working the most. I think they might keep Fournier now because I think that what they're thinking is if Randall goes, if you get a point guard, Fournier will probably play better because he's not forced to do all that extra nonsense. Let Fournier just be the shooter and try to defend when he can. You know, why is that important? Because I think Fournier is a guy that they have great trust in, and they see things that they can probably make work more so than Kemba Walker ever would. You know, so I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary to make this move, man. I think Julius Randle leaving would probably free about two spaces on the floor almost. Congested, man, when that guy's holding the ball, and I really do want to like Randle, but I just don't think that his game at this point is developed enough to stay in the role that he is. So I think if he goes somewhere else and maybe average 20 and 10, his confidence will come back and maybe he can build from there. But I think if your progression is falling fast like that, I think you need a new change of scenery. Really do. Really do. But let your boy Don know in the comment section, man, what you think. I think this De'Aaron Fox trade rumor is not fake. I think there's truth to this as Bleacher Report is reporting here. I think there's a lot of truth to what they're saying and the stuff. I don't think it's fake news. I think this is real stuff because I think that there's a growing contention in the organization. I always think about that, man, because you know we watch the games and they watch too. I think there's a growing contention that is getting very frustrated with how this team is looking based on the talent that we have on the team. Knicks are not a bad team. It's just that we're not fitting the puzzle pieces together properly in order to have a nice picture of the team. There's puzzle pieces there, but the puzzle's not gelling together right now. So what you got to do is you got to take one piece, put it over there, a different team, bring another piece from a different team, bring them back. We have Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is barely played. You know what I'm saying? This cannot be like this. This has to change. But I think it will change. I think something is coming. One of those veteran guys might be gone, including Randall. I'm telling you, I think maybe two veterans could go, and Randall can go, and then we take it from there next year and see what we build. But it's your boy Down, man. Like, comment, subscribe, enjoy the videos, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace. I'm out.